How good is halloumi? Crispy on the outside, warm and slightly squeaky in the centre. It is a fantastic cheese, eaten as is with maybe a little bit of lemon and honey, but I'm going to jazz it up slightly by making this entree. So I'm going to pan fry my halloumi and serve it with a freekeh salad just on top of it. So we'll start with the dressing, some honey into a jug, along with some zing. So we're going to get that from some red wine vinegar. You could also use apple cider vinegar. And this is quite an interesting ingredient. It's pomegranate molasses. You can get it from all your supermarkets now. It's got a tang to it. Obviously, it's made from the pomegranate. Look how syrupy it is. It's a fantastic product, particularly to add to a dressing just like this. Okay. To that, some pepper and some salt and some extra virgin olive oil, a good glug of that. I always add it while I'm whisking, just so everything combines evenly. Okay, while that sits there, let's get on to our halloumi. This one is a high protein halloumi, and it's really going to hold its shape nicely as it cooks. And there are many different ways to cut it. You can cut it into long strips if you like, or wider short strips, and that's what I'm going to do. And I want 2 blocks of this. It is the hero of the dish, so I want a generous amount of halloumi. And I don't know many people who don't love halloumi. I always find when I go to someone's house and they make a halloumi salad, I'm a very happy lady. So into a pan that's on a medium heat. You don't want it to cook too fast on the outside and not warm up in the centre. So medium heat. And that just gives us a little bit more control as we cook our pieces of halloumi. So in they go. And I will turn it occasionally as it cooks so it's golden on each side. While that cooks, I'm just going to chop up some herbs and spring onions for the salad. So some spring onions, just 2 of those. And we'll just finely slice that. About half of this should be sufficient. In the bowl of the freekeh. Now this is freekeh. It's green durum wheat, so it hasn't been completely dried out yet. I love the texture of it. It's slightly chewy. It's fantastic for any type of grain salad like this. Herbs, my selection is some mint, nice big leaves there. We'll just take them off the stalk and I'll just roughly chop them into the bowl. Some parsley. I'm just going to pick the leaves of parsley so it almost is like a lettuce leaf in here. Don't need to chop that. And dill. I'm going through a dill phase at the moment. I just love it in so many of my dishes. I just think it just gives a beautiful flavour. We need some crunch in this salad, so I'm going to use some almonds, some whole almonds that I've toasted. Just take a handful of those. Pop them onto our board and just roughly chop them. I get asked often, what's the point of toasting my almonds? Can I just pop them in as is from the pack? There is a lot of point to it because you really get an intense almond flavour. You can do them in the pan if you like, but I find the best results are in the oven. So just toast them at 180 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes or until they're golden. Okay, the last ingredient is the pomegranate. Look how big this pomegranate is. If you can't find a pomegranate, you can absolutely substitute this for some little raisins. You just want that pop of sweetness. So I'm just going to cut that in half. Careful what you're wearing with a pomegranate because all of the juices do stain. And the best way to get this out, like I always say, is just flip it upside down. Give that a bit of a tap and you'll see all of those gorgeous pink pearls. Looks like jewellery, doesn't it? They're so gorgeous. All right, that's plenty. I'm not going to mix this yet. We're just going to wait for the halloumi to finish cooking and then we can put it all together. All right, the halloumi is golden on each side. I'm going to remove it from the pan. And this is where we want to work fast because I want to serve this while it's still lovely and warm. So we'll pop our little halloumi soldiers next to each other onto the plate. Usually you would put this on top of the salad, but I want this to be the base and we're going to garnish it with some of our grain salad. Last one can fit right there. Perfect. Okay, our salad we can now dress it with our pomegranate dressing. Just give that a bit of a toss and you'll see all that freekeh absorb all that lovely flavour. Oh, it smells fantastic with all the herbs. And this just goes in and around, over the top. So if I was doing this for friends, I would get everything ready at the last minute, dress the salad, cook the halloumi onto the table. It takes no time and it's super impressive. There is not one person I've served this to that doesn't love it. Kind of a salad, kind of an entree, doesn't matter what it is. All I know is it's absolutely delicious. Halloumi, high in protein. It's one of my favourite cheeses for a reason.